I'm not sure if the people you challenged are going to answer your questions, so I'm going to go ahead and answer them, even though you didn't ask. And they're questions I can handle. So at least I think I can. Let me go back to the other page. Okay. Have you ever been dumped? If so, how long ago? Are you over it? I was dumped about 7 years ago, and I'm pretty much over it. I took my lessons from it. I learned that you have to be very considerate and consider other person's feelings. I didn't cheat or anything like that, but I could have been a lot more considerate. And there were just things I did that I shouldn't have done. And one day they just dumped me. Even gave me stuff back that I gave to them as gifts or whatever, or loaned or whatever. Just gave everything back. Even if I gave it to them, they gave it back to me, and that was hurtful. But I think about the way I did. I tried to be considerate, but towards her and stuff. But I think I failed. And like I saw her recently, about a year ago, and I just said hi. And I was thinking about apologizing for everything, but I said, just let sleeping dogs lie. Just leave it alone. Just say hi, how you been doing, and just move on. 2, how much do you weigh? I weigh about 215, and that makes me about a 40 in the waist, so about a 38 or 40 in the waist, so I had to wear like 44 pants. And that means that a lot of the pants I used to wear, I can't wear anymore. That was like 38, 40 in the waist. That's very hurtful because it cut into my wardrobe. So I think my waist is too much. I think I need to lose weight, and I intend to lose some weight. I'm about 6 feet, so it don't look like I'm really fat or anything, but my stomach is fat. I just don't look like it because I'm so tall. 4, do I have a YouTube crush? I don't know if I would call it a crush, but I find college chick to be very, very fascinating, interesting, beautiful. I think she has a great personality. She's very outgoing. She's kind of wild and crazy, which I like. And she's spiritual minded. She might be wild and crazy, but she's also spiritual minded. She'll come back and say, "Hey, why don't you should pray about this or pray about that." So I like her attitude and everything. I'm too old for her, but that don't mean you can't have a crush on somebody. Number 5, I'll just call that person back. If you were sentenced to prison for 10 years, would you have sex or oral, give with someone of the same sex? No, I definitely would not do that. If not, what would I do to survive? If I was forced to have oral sex with somebody, I would probably bite it off. That's my intention to do that. And if they had anal sex with me against my will, I would probably kill them. The first opportunity I got, I would kill them. I'm not sure if I'm going to be jokative or be a joker like my cousin told me, because he said if you're funny enough in prison, that can keep guys off of you. I don't know if I would go that route, because I'm not sure about how funny I really am. I got my doubts about that, how funny I really am. So I would probably have to go with being very serious, not talking too much, because when you talk a whole lot, you can reveal too much about yourself, and people can deduce your weaknesses and stuff and what you would not do. And also, when you talk a lot, people can say, well, you're just a big mouth person and there's nothing to you, and get the impression that you're probably just a bag of hot air. But when you're quiet and you don't say anything to anybody, and you're mean and you don't speak to people, people don't know what the hell is going on in your head. They don't know what you're thinking, and they might think twice about messing with you. So I would probably go with the serious route. But I guess it would depend on the situation if I would decide how I was going to comport myself or behave in prison to have the maximum chance of people not jumping on me or trying to have sex with me or rape me or whatever. I know that if I was sentenced to prison for 10 years, I would be one of those innocent people that went for no reason, that shouldn't be in there. And I would probably be very angry about that. And then somebody trying to mess with me sexually on top of that, I would probably just go postal. I mean, and I think I would try to pray about it, but I would be like, Lord, don't let any of these people try to mess with me, because if they do, I will straight up go homicidal. I'd be like, Lord, just bless them to see that I will kill them, to understand that I'm dangerous, and I would kill them every chance I got. And I wouldn't say anything, I would just do it. So I would be praying to get out and stuff like that, but I would be praying, Lord, don't let me get in a situation where I know what I could do, and I would have to do something really, really, really bad, and probably end up in there for the rest of my life when I only got 5 to 10 years or whatever. I only got 10 years. Because I think that's how a lot of guys, people end up in prison. They go in there for 10 years, and people mess with them so bad, and they just end up, having to do what they got to do, and then it just gets drawn out. I think prisons should do a better job. I know people feel like people should go to prison and they should get raped and all that stuff, but I think prisons should protect prisoners. I mean, if you're going to prove that what people did to get in prison is wrong, then you can't prove that by letting them get brutalized and made worse in prison, because a lot of them are going to come out and then they're in worse condition than when they went in. So I don't think prisoners should be coddled, but I think prisoners should be protected. They should not be allowed to get raped. Because a lot of these people got to come out, and then think about all the rage they're coming out of prison with, all the rage and anger and all that they're coming out with. So it's just crazy. And plus, it's not nice. It's mean to say, well, okay, we're just gonna let people get raped or all horrible things happen. That's not nice. I mean, let them get the punishment that the law metes out, not some punishment that's not legal, that has nothing to do with the law or to do with their sentence. Let them get punished appropriately. They get sentenced to 5 to 10 years. Let them do that without having to be worried about being butt raped or something. So that's how I feel about it. I hope I answered the questions well enough. Take care and God bless.